Good morning, Internet, and Happy New Year. Welcome to a base review video. Thank you to all of those who have submitted them. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try to get a review out once a month, and hopefully I can keep up with the submissions. So hopefully we can get through 3 today. This might be a longer video. This first one is the Dorky Dystopia from Ricky Leung. Lots of notes were included with this, so we'll try to get through it. And it looks like we're starting up here on the rocket side with liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen, and it looks like updates have happened since bases were submitted, so these giant solar stacks don't work anymore, but they did when he built the base. And we go right into a wild sleep wheat farm, and I'm betting this is the big asteroid. Okay, and this is cycle 2600, and what? Oh, that's all plastic. Okay, Ricky has filled in the entire base with plastic. I thought that was a vacuum till I actually went and clicked on it. He did state that he tried to keep as much of the abyssalite around, and it looks good. We've got farms all over. There's shovels up there. We've got glossy and regular Drecos, pip farms, looks like wild bog buckets. We got ranches for beetles and stone hatches. Thought I saw another one. Oh yeah, we've got the it's over here using the chlorine gas vent. Excellent work. I think we got 16 dupes total. That's a nice low number, but works out well. Lots of transport, but with the amount of plastic that he has going on, that's pretty darn easy. Looking here at the main base, we've got wonderful decor for all of the dupes. Okay, I'm just looking at the... Okay. At first I thought these pipes were coming out of the metal refineries, and I was very confused. But no, these pipes are cooling everything. The metal refinery pipes go up into the steam room. Okay. Ooh, what is... Okay, I'm assuming this is just a large heat sink that all of the supercoolant runs through with all of the water. And it looks like we're running the gas pipes through there as well. One thing Ricky liked and mentioned was his petroleum boiler. Nice simple step boiler design using the magma to run it. Excellent, and it looks like he is got it all hooked to automation. So he's got him set at 2.5 kilo intervals so he can turn it up as need be. But there's 102,000 kilograms of petroleum in there. I think he's okay. Oh, and here are, there's somewhere there are a lot of plastic presses, and there you go. Just pairs and pairs of plastic presses. Yeah, that works out quite well. Anyway, nice work with all the plastic. Hopefully that helped your frames per second. Let's take a look inside the rockets. Nice, simple design for 1 or 2 dupes. Using a sink, though, that's interesting. What are you doing with the polluted water? Dumping it. Okay. And this one's set up for 3 dupes. Very cool. All right, let's go to the next planet. Looks like this is the oil planet. He's got 4 oil wells tapped. Nice and simple. 3 dupes over here, living just a wonderful life in their little area. Looks like they've got wild mushrooms growing. So they're fully... Okay, what was the food number over here? Yeah, 23 million. Yeah, I'd say your dupes don't need to eat anytime soon. We've got wild lettuce up there. plenty of natural gas and oil. And looks like we're just cooling down the sulfur. Oh, just a nice little area for the dupes to live. There's nobody over here right now. Oh, looks like it's just set up for 4. This is radioactive? Yeah. So is this all automated? Yep, grabbing all the uranium. And it all goes through another heat sink cooling loop using 2 polluted water vents. Well, that's a crap ton of water. And looks like filtering out what's needed and then launching it off to where it needs to go. Looks like your thermal regulator didn't quite make it. And he did say that he got to the tree planet a little bit late, so he hasn't gotten to the tungsten volcanoes down here, but there was one... I thought there was one up higher. Maybe I was looking at a different base. Anyway, lots more wild plants to feed the tree. And what is in... Oh! Well, that's just glorious. Using a rocket as extra space. You've got your oxygen production inside of there. You can then ship off the extras and then burn off the extra hydrogen. Is that an actual cooling loop? No, that's just water coming in. And then Pip living in here, as well as the exosuit forge. Just a great use of space on a base to produce the oxygen. You can then pump it out of the rocket and use it anywhere else you need it. Oh. Somebody must have just shot the... yep. And it looks like the rocket just went through there. It just went through the temporal tear. This is all of the regolith that came in when the temporal tear exploded. But it looks like he just sent some dupes over here to explore, some Weezwarts to fire the thing off, and that was the end of that. Yeah, another oxygen setup. Very nice. Nothing with the gassy moves. Looks like a quick smash and grab. What do we got in here? Yeah, all the hot stuff came down here, cored out the niobium. He said the water planet. Yeah, he settled the bottom of the water planet. Nicely done. I like it. So a bunch of airflow tiles to support all the water. I'm kind of curious as to how you... I'm wondering whether he built up to force everything out the top, or if he put in the water tiles and then pumped it out. And then using another Weezwart to power that. And this is another oxygen setup. Hey, once you got an idea that works for you, go for it. Transit tubes to get dupes down quick. Oh, this I was looking at earlier. This is a great idea. So his water planet has a polluted water vent and a saltwater geyser. No clean water. So he's using a timer sensor to run a tepidizer, trying to keep this room up above 100 degrees. So he's pumping in the dirty water, turning it into clean water, and then it can come out of the steam turbine and dumps up into the top. I like it. Got the transit tube coming into here. Nice living area for 3 dupes, as well as a big cold sink of some ice. Pip branches and meal wood for feeding everything. Good work, man. I like it. That one we looked at. Oh, and he hasn't been over here. Excellent base. Thank you very much, Ricky. I mean, that's just a lot of plastic. Respect, man. Let's focus on the... Wow. Focus on the main base. Like, that is just some absolute glory. Is that ethanol? Yeah, so he's got an ethanol loop, and then that cools the supercoolant. Just clean piping. And that's all brine, so I'm assuming there's a brine geyser around here somewhere supplying that. Yeah, and that's wonderful. The gas overlay. Nice and clean, using a... Oh, it's an active loop. There's a thermal regulator in there, keeping everything mostly at temperature. Nice, simple, clean. Hopefully other people who are looking at their base can look at this and not feel horribly, horribly ashamed like I do. When we looked at the deco earlier, it is glorious and green in the living areas, and the rest of it doesn't matter. Why is that green? Oh, sculpture's down here. Okay, I didn't see anything up here. I was confused. That's just overflow from these down here where there's heavy watt wire. And I like it. Yeah, so let's just do a quick on the other big one. Hard to see just everything moving. That is... people who just do... Yeah, I'm envious. Anyway, Ricky and the Dorky Dystopia, very nice work. Thank you very much for sharing. A great job of leaving the Abyss Light and making just beautifully organized bases. Monster farms, monster amounts of food. He said he got here late, so this one's not up to a huge amount of food yet. He's probably just going to feed it all to the tree anyway. Yeah, I am suitably impressed. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this base. Let me get the next one loaded up and we will take a look at it. Alright, I believe I got this one loaded, and I do try to look up pronunciations. So if I botch it, I guess blame the internet or just blame me for, being born where I was born. So I believe this is Luís Vitolano and Cometa Imune. I probably botched that, but it looks like immune comet is, I think, the definition of this base. And another one with the water. Well, looks like we're starting on the water planet on the bottom. Oh, some stuff got a little overheated. Anyway, thank you very much for submitting your base. Let's take a look at what we've got down. No, stuff definitely got heated. We've got liquid naphtha, liquid nuclear waste. Hold on, let's look at the liquid overlay. So we have supercoolant, nuclear waste, and naphtha all in a nice, interesting combination, but it's doing a good job of keeping everything out. A little bit of pressure damage on the insulated tiles, but looks like he came down and forced everything out. We got a lot of food being produced. Assuming that's where all the water is going. Two dupes are living over here. Very nice. Lots of backing material, lots of sweepies. Very cool. Hey, let's go, but what is that? Is that liquid cobalt? God, it's a pretty blue cobalt. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, making airflow tiles out of cobalt ore, and sometimes they drop stuff and it gets hot. And that stuff's hot and everything's hot because he has tamed the niobium volcano, which is never an easy feat for anybody. But we've got a couple of thermium aquatuners trying to keep everything alive. Now, looks like there used to be a bathroom, but hey, anyone attempting it who even gets to this point, good on you. It is not the easiest thing to do in the world. And it looks like a couple of your rockets took some... Oh! I'm like, it's the little rocket. Apparently it's not the little rocket. Okay, well, an excellent use. If you can figure out how to get out of your rocket and you want to do this, go right ahead. I think these are absolutely awesome. If you know how to do it, go for it. Alright, and Ice Planet, looks like we've just straight up tamed the iron volcano, and it is, yep, liquid steel. Iron volcanoes can melt steel. So it just looks like, no, shipping, yeah. All of the iron just drips down into here, falls into... That all froze. How did all that freeze? Is there a temp shift plate somewhere? Yeah, that's just impressive. Like, I don't exactly know how all that's frozen, or maybe it just hasn't melted yet. And he's just getting stuff down there. But that's another great way of dealing with all of the iron volcanoes. I like it. We're at the water planet already. Oh, and somebody is ranching the gassy moose. Good on you. I think everyone should get the achievement once and then never go for it again. And another giant living colony. I'd be interested to see how you got out of the rocket. Whether you just went straight debug and knocked some stuff out, or if there's a mod or something else you use to allow you to do that. Here we are at the tree room. Where's that natural gas coming from? I don't know. But, oh, he's got the tungsten volcano up here. So we didn't tame the ones down there, but the tungsten volcano's up here. And it looks like the... No, I won't get plumbing. Yeah, the tree is feeding straight into it. And nice little cooling loop keeping the rest of the base going. And then, yep, rocket shipping out to where they need be, and Hivero might have submitted this before these required rad bolts. Oh, that's just cool. That's awesome. Look at that. It's, you know, a moon base or a Death Star, or whatever you want to call it. That's awesome. I mean, we've got the beach chair. We've got a nice little living area. There was a neurovasculator who built it around. And a whole lot of bees down here making uranium for him. And this is from a... sulfur geyser? No, that's a cobalt volcano. Gold. Ah! These are all his metal volcanoes. Yes, all the metal volcanoes feed into a temperature exchange room that's being cooled. That's just excellent use of the space. I like that. This would be the oil base. Yep, oil base. Looks like we might have had some slicksters. They probably died using the carbon dioxide vent. A whole lot of natural gas from the oil refinery and the oil wells, leaving them open into a sealed room. I like it. That's big and glorious. And all the nice little individual bedrooms and bathrooms. The plumbing looks like in here. That's pretty darn clean. I mean, for as stepped over as his bathrooms are, feeding it into the natural space. Nice. Looks like we're sending oil back to the main base. We'll get there shortly. Oh, oxygen is coming from the main base. Cool. Check out some of the other... Oh, see, those are just normal rocket designs. Alright, that is new to me. I have never seen a surfboard inside of a rocket. Okay, I never even would have thought of stacking a surfboard in a rocket. Nice 3-bedroom dupe using the ladder beds. You got the arcade room and a beach chair. Does that get any sun? Yeah, I don't think the beach chair works without sunlight. And that one's empty. All right, on to the main base. Looks like this is the forest cluster, and wow. What? So another base full of plastic tiles. That is awesome. Down here we got the big industrial brick. And it looks like he's converted almost all the magma over to solid. There's some liquid copper in there. Is he shipping Oh, and there's a volcano over here feeding it. Very nice. And this is all sitting in naphtha. We got some cold, polluted water as temperature. We have another volcano. Oh, God, I'm totally going to blank on his name. I should have looked this up. One of the old YouTubers hasn't made a video in a while, but he had a design like this where the magma gets forced diagonally into here. I can't believe I'm going to forget his name. Anyway, I very much apologize for forgetting your name. Thank you for your videos. Hopefully you get back to the game at some point. So we've got ethanol, we've got lots of critters. Pips and pip branches. We got glossy Drecos, regular Drecos. A nice, massive living area. Look at the beauty and the symmetry. Looks like we got hatch ranches, bristleberries, mushrooms. We're growing everything. Another industrial area. More farms. Just, yeah, absolutely impressive. Oh, nuclear reactor. We got the nuclear reactor and recycling heat from the rockets. So the rockets heat up this diamond spike. It helps heat up the steam room. And then we've got the research reactor providing heat and steam for everything else. We got our diamond presses. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what he was cooling. He's not cooling, he's collecting the water. So you fire off the hydrogen engines, they heat up the diamond, and then everything else gets cooled. And then the water falls down, and then you can pump it or do something with it. Using gas? Oh, right here. It all comes down right here. So when he launches the hydrogen, you get lots and lots of hot steam. You cool all the tiles down. You get free water out of it. That's enough to run the oxygen and the hydrogen tanks. That required a lot of work. That is awesome. Let's check out the plumbing. Yeah. That, I become speechless when I look at this because it's spectacular. Like, it is a lot of piping, but you can real quickly figure out the thought process that went into it. Everything is doing its job, and this is a monster base at 2,900 cycles. That is just clean. That is shaming me in how clean that is. Look at the plants. All sorts of stuff growing. Respect. That is... What an awesome job and an awesome way of fitting stuff in. You got the battery stacks. You got a nice tight nuclear reactor silo. I will be including the save game files to link so other people can open these up and take a closer look at what these guys have done. I say guys, girls, guys, people have submitted. They are just great. So for this next one, I actually have to switch modes. So this is going to take a few minutes and we'll be back for the third base. And by switch modes, I have to deactivate Spaced Out. We are going to the base game. And for those of you who haven't seen the loading screen for the base game, there it is. Let's load up this base. This might take a minute. Wow. I thought the game had crashed. Yeah, I've got my task manager open. It's at 12 gigabytes of RAM used. Like, this base took so long to load, I really did think the game crashed. So here we are back on the base game. The Ragnarok Committee from Matsumoto-San Desu. I believe that's how you pronounce it. A longtime viewer, and I know this because I remember that name from one of my petroleum boiler videos. And yeah, he asked some good questions and actually inspired some updates and a whole other petroleum boiler video. So because we're talking about petroleum boilers, let's just start there. Oh God. I don't know if I just unpaused the game or not. There it goes. So, Matsumoto included a very lengthy email with his submission. Thank you for all the details so I know what to look at. Over here we have a 10 kilogram boiler. Great design. Not at all because he was inspired a bit by one of my designs, but on his own, this is great. He splits the oil coming in into two 5 kilogram packets. They then drop down through a heat exchanger, blah, 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 down to here, and then he's using doors to pop the heat up back into here. Now, I do worry about these aqua tuners eventually running out of heat. I'm not sure whether he has any way of sucking off any extra heat out of them, but they work. Yeah, we're going into slow speed mode because, wow. So what do you do with all of this natural gas from a boiler? A whole lot of pipes into a whole lot of generators. I mean, petroleum boilers, when you get up to the 10 kilogram ones, they are absolutely insane. They take up a huge amount of space, but the power, the polluted water, the oxygen you get out, the polluted water and the carbon dioxide you get out of them. This base is, God, I can't even scroll. I mean, it's maxed out. This is a maxed out base game base. It's cycle 1800. Absolutely amazing. Tons of great decor. We got petroleum boiler there. Big rack of petroleum generators over here. Looks like we have irregular oil. Yeah, look at this. There are 6 oil wells at the top of the map. Is that liquid steel? Oh, that's great. What are you running through here? He is running liquid steel through his metal refineries, because why not? 2,500 degree chlorine. And, you know, just your average pool of liquid steel sitting here. Oh, man, this is an absolutely insane base. I love it. Giant pools of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Your wonderful base game rocket setup of launching all the rockets through automation. What does the star map look like? It looks like everybody's coming up here. Grabbing the fullerene, the niobium, and the isoresin. Yeah, and then up here for the tungsten. Makes sense. Man, what a great setup. Over here we have a living area. There are 56 dupes, so we're looking for multiple living areas. Couple of oxygen production systems. We've got the ones where they bypass, so it's like hydrogen's being forced off to the side, oxygen gets forced up to the top, and that is 7,000 kilograms of oxygen. Wow. Beautiful decor. What are you doing for food? Shovel Ranch, of course. We got a volcano petroleum boiler. I'm assuming this is another 10 kilos. Yep. Just, you know, a base using over 20 kilos of oil, because why not? With 7 oil wells, 8 oil wells. Wow. We got another living area over here. It looks like glass production. Oh, these are the poke shell ranches, Pip Ranch, Hatch ranches, another living area. Just, man, what an amazing base. Lots of polluted water vents. You got super lucky on all the water. Lots of hydrogen. It's just coal backup for the heck of it. Yeah, I can't imagine those are doing much. Giant pool of petroleum and oil. Slickster ranches, of course. We gotta do something with all that carbon dioxide. So we got slicksters down here. I'm assuming there's, yep, gas pipes coming in from... just wow. That is That is an impressive amount of piping. I mean, yeah, there's another set of natural gas generators over here, as well as petroleum generators. Assuming these are pixel packs showing, yeah, showing where how the power is going, which is, yeah, wow, just wow. Oh, that's some flex right there. What have we got? Ethanol, oil, petroleum, supercoolant. Very nice decor down there at the bottom, Matsumoto. I am absolutely impressed. Is that 2 volcano petroleum boilers? No, just 1. No, there's 2. There's 1 up there. There's 1 down here. So is that 30 kilograms of oil? Yep. So there's another 1, 2, 3 oil wells down here. Just. All right, what's the gas pressure? Only 20 kilograms of natural gas over here, but he's not running any of the gas from the sour gas boiler. This is all getting burned off. All of this gas is from the oil wells and the natural gas vent. Man, it has been a while since I've just looked at a monster base game map, and this is definitely one of the more impressive ones I've ever seen. I mean, everything is used except for the magma biome at the bottom. It's like the power wire. Every time I click on anything. Wow. I'm just in absolute awe of the amount of wires. I mean, this base obviously can max out a couple of conductive wires, and yeah, absolutely impressive. Temperature, I'm assuming, is nice and good where it needs to be, and who cares where it doesn't. I know this is going to be silly, but minerals. Yeah, nothing. The only natural tiles are down at the bottom. That even looks better in the liquid form, in the liquid map. Just an absolute stunner of the base game. For those of you who have only played on Spaced Out or haven't gone back to the base game in a while, take this as inspiration. Go back, play the base game. The base game is fun. It's very different than Spaced Out. You can definitely go a lot faster. But to end up with something like this, that's great. I don't think I've ever played any of my base game maps to get to this level. Just wow. So a very happy new year to everyone. Hopefully you're all out playing the games. In the comments, give a shout out to those people who submitted their bases. Ricky, Matsumoto, Luís, thank you for submitted bases. Thank you for sharing with the community. I hope everyone has a wonderful new year, and I really look forward to seeing what craziness gets submitted.